Okay, so I saw Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice yesterday. My mind was on my children and your children while I watched it. Literally, my son asked me right before I walked out the door, make sure you're thinking about if I can see it or not. And so I'm going to tell you what I thought about it. First of all, as a movie, I loved it. I really had fun. I loved watching it. I loved the fighting. I thought a few things were kind of silly in it, but I won't get into that because it's spoilery. But I did enjoy Batman, and I enjoyed Ben Affleck as Batman more than I thought I would. I enjoyed Superman because I liked him, Henry Cavill, as Superman, and then Wonder Woman showed up, and she was pretty cool too. So, which we all knew she would be. And her last name's Prince, and so was mine, and that's cool. But so it was a fun movie. It was cool fighting, cool battles. The villain coming up, the Batman vs Superman stuff was believable to a point. The villain that showed up, I mean, obviously Lex Luthor, but he causes some craziness, and the craziness was really fun to watch. A few things got a little unbelievable here and there, but you can suspend your belief when they are basically heroes who fly around and you know, aliens and things. It's whatever. So I didn't go in looking for realism. I went in for a fun romp, and that's exactly what I had. Now, will my kids see it? No. At least not until they're 13, 14 years old. And here's why. Violence, first of all, so much violence. Literally, like, guns in the face and the guns going off. People getting shot in the face kind of stuff. Not showing the actual impact, but, like, gun in the face, zoom in real close on the gun, and you know what happened. And my kids are old enough now to know what that was. And it's pretty intense. And that happens more than once. Plus, just the fighting, the Batman-style violence is pretty gruesome. Some of the scary stuff, like when Batman gets, you know, has his nightmares and things like Batman always does in all the Batman movies. That stuff got a little too intense, I think, for my kids. And plus, there's a little bit of sexy stuff, too. And some of the sexy stuff is probably would bring on conversations I don't want to have yet with my kids. They don't. We've had conversations, but don't need to go there yet. So, all in all, I give it a 5 out of 5 stars for an action superhero movie. Really fun to watch. It's hard for me to be disappointed in a geeky movie though, because I just love that they're making them. So, I gotta admit that. Full disclosure. But as far as a family movie, I give it a 2 stars out of 5. I think if your kids are older, teenagers, it's fun to watch. Some talking points. Tell them, hey, what do you think about the question of being a hero to the point where people see you as a god? You know, that's kind of the whole, and you can get that from the trailer, so that's not spoilery, but they put Superman on this pedestal. What do we put on pedestals in our lives, and how do we make those things because they benefit us and help us? How do we glorify those things maybe we shouldn't? What could Superman do to maybe reverse the way people feel about him in that way? What was Batman's response, or Bruce Wayne's response to him, which was just basically he must be destroyed, he's the enemy. And then Wonder Woman, like, how does she come into this? And a lot of that you'll see is not completely developed yet, which will be super fun in the future. But fun movie, good time, good company. I went with my buddy Kib, K-I-B Kib, and we had a good time. But I recommend it. Go see it if you're older, and if you have older kids. If you have younger kids, if it's me, which it is, because I do have younger kids, I'm waiting. I'm letting them take some time. I took my kids to see The Force Awakens in theaters. This one, I don't, and they both have PG-13 ratings, and that's why the ratings are just, like, not good enough, because you have Batman vs. Superman, PG-13, The Force Awakens, PG-13, and the violence in The Force Awakens was so much more fantasy than the realism in Batman vs. Superman. The movie's made for grown-ups. It's made for adult comic book superhero fans. So I recommend to go and see it with your older kids and waiting for your youngers. Thanks for watching/listening. Visit us at BecauseFamily.org and follow us on Facebook. We'll see you later. Peace.